Hey, Dr. Chris Jones here, and welcome to A Scene to Lead Short. These episodes are designed to give you a little boost, something to reflect on, and some tools to help you increase your ability to effectively support, engage, and empower not just yourself, but those around you through intentional practices so that you create an environment where everyone, but especially you, reaches their greatest level of success. Let's get to getting better.
Bloom where you are planted, or so they say. Or, what does that even mean? I mean, oftentimes when we hear that, right, we think about making sure that we flower or succeed no matter the place, time, or situation in which we find ourselves. You know, I was looking at my yard the other day, or some land on the side of my yard over a stone wall, and saw these beautiful daffodils growing amongst some trees, twigs, dead branches, leaves. You get the picture when we're talking about a place where you put things. And I noticed that these beautiful daffodils were growing from an area that my family, when we clean up the yard, had thrown all of the dead things we didn't want, the dead plants, the trash, the leaves, the twigs. And so these flowers have lovingly, so to speak, become called our trash flowers, because out of all of these dead, cleaned up things that were thrown on the ground, these beautiful flowers sprang forward that we all enjoy looking at every spring. So what does that mean? This is Dr. Jones with another weekly message for you. And this message is trash flowers. Bloom where you are planted. You see, oftentimes in life, we run across issues. We run across being thrown somewhere by someone or some circumstance that puts us in a pretty lousy place. And now we have a couple options that we can exercise. We can either quit, lay down, and never get to where we want to go, or we can just muddle along and maybe become a mediocre version of what we want, or we can take that extra step and bloom into something fantastic that nobody expected because of the bad hand that we were dealt or place in which we were put. Now think about this. It's easy to talk about, but how do we do it? Well, the first step is to acknowledge, not accept. Let me say that one more time. Acknowledge, not accept where we have been put, what has been placed upon us, the situation that has turned bad. Because if we accept it, we are giving into saying that we can't do what we want to do. We're making an excuse. We're falling short. Whereas if we acknowledge, we are realizing that, yes, the situation may be bad. Yes, it may be because of someone else. It may be just because sometimes that's the way things go. But once we accept it, we're able to make a plan. And that's step number 2. Make a plan on how you improve, how you get out of the situation in which you find yourself. And sometimes during making that plan, you even find a way to creatively change your perspective and perception around so that the context changes. And what may have been a negative actually serves as a positive to propel you forward. And that's the third piece. The third piece, after you acknowledge your position, after you make a plan to get through it, that last phase is important. It's pushing through any other obstacles, especially the one you find yourself, that are in your way. It's pushing through those things holding you back. It's moving past those people stepping on your dreams or holding you back. And it's becoming the best version of what you can be. And then you will hit your goals and blossom into something that everybody looks at later and says, yeah, look at that. But more importantly, you look at later and say, yeah, I did it, no matter where I happen to have been planted. Well, that's it for this week, everybody. I hope you found value in this. Take a challenge from me. And wherever you find yourself, acknowledge, plan, push through, and get to where you're going. As always, be purposeful, act with integrity, and continue to build your character. You have a great week.
Like I said, be purposeful. So be sure to take action on something you heard here today. Again, thanks for listening to the Scene to Lead podcast. Connect with me at drchrissj@gmail.com or catch me on all the socials by visiting my link tree, Dr. C.S. Jones. That's linktr.ee/drcs Jones. Now, go have a successful week.